Hey guys, long time no see. Hope everybody's doing well. What a day, what a day, what a day. It's been a long day. So, thought I'd do a live stream. It's kind of about 2:20 in the morning here. I fell asleep and then ended up waking up. And, because you know how you get comfortable, you fall asleep, and then suddenly you wake up and have to go to the bathroom, and then now you're like wide awake and can't fall back asleep. Well, that's my problem right currently. But what can I say? But I'm sorry I posted. I didn't post a YouTube video Wednesday. I was busy like Wednesday. I had so much stuff I needed to get done that I wanted to get done, and so I did that. Um, I did hang up some of my decorations, which I was working on. Spring cleaning is always fun. I'm telling you, it really is. And I'm a firm believer in spring cleaning. But yeah, I actually hung up my stuff. As you can see here, my wall decorations. There's my pretty tiger picture I got, because yes, tigers are my favorite animals. And then I got this one. And then there's this one. Believe in magic. Magic time. And then there's this one. And then we have this one, Dare to be Different. And then we have this. So yeah, my decorations there. Busy picking them. I was busy doing that. And like I said, spring cleaning, typical do the dishes. Well, I do dishes every day. Because that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is dishes left in the fucking sink. I hate dishes left in the sink. It drives me absolutely nuts. I accidentally knocked one of my things over, which is not good. But yeah, like I said, I was just doing, working on that and taking care of a few things, because, like I said, a clean environment, is that kind of helps with mental health too. Like, and stuff like that, and plus I like things clean. Like, I don't like mess. Like, I just don't like mess and chaos. Like, I don't have OCD with it, but like, I mean, but like, I hate half the searching for something. Like, I really do. Like, I'd be like, because there's always that. I will always end up misplacing something, and it's just like, all right, I could have swore I put it there, and it ends up getting covered up by something because it's a clutter. So it's like, I'd rather not deal with that. So, plus the weather was real nice. I went out and went for a walk and all that. You know, I just, I don't know. I mean, like, just I've been trying to focus on myself and getting things together. Because like I said, like, it's just, I don't know, just try to keep my mind, busy. I think it's bad when you start to sit in your head, because the more you sit inside your head, the more bad thoughts you have, and because it is very easy to get stuck inside your own mind, like, you know what I mean, like a lot, it's And that's what a lot of the times what happens is when you get stuck in your own mind, you tend to get the ugly voices, and and you tend not to be okay, and it's okay not to be okay. Like like we all have our down days. Don't let anybody fool you. Like because I think a lot of it comes down to like everybody has this impression that we have to be happy all the time, and we have to be cheery and bright and sunshiny, and you don't like human human emotions are complex. Let's put it this way, and me personally, I'm not gonna have somebody tell me how I'm supposed to feel, like or how I have to be. And I love that saying that says "dare to be different" because I think a lot of people are afraid to be different because if they're different, they get surprisingly made fun of and stuff like that. Like it'd be like being different is it's not a bad thing. Like nowadays everybody's afraid to be different. Like everybody's afraid to be themselves because if they're actually themselves, they're afraid of how they're going to be judged or how people are going to see them or how society as a whole sees them. And I had somebody ask me, why do I rail against society so much? And it's not that I'm railing against it. It's just I see what's wrong with society. I don't make excuses for society. Like that's the whole thing. Like if you look at society and things within society need to change. You know what I mean? There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? There needs to be change because things are not okay. I mean, like they, from things definitely need to change, especially what's going on right now between Israel and Palestine. I still don't understand that. Like, I mean, it's just I see that town and it's that city being bombed and all them people that are dying for what? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. You know, you're telling me you can't sit down and talk whatever issue you got going out. We have to go straight. Let's just bomb the hell out of them. It's just it's ridiculous. And I feel sorry for both sides because like I mean, what does war ever really settle? I mean, what is war actually good for? Absolutely nothing but creating death and destruction. That's it. And useless loss of lives. And I mean, it just bothers me. It just bothers me. It bothers me. And if it doesn't bother you, there's something wrong with you because innocent people are dying. And I really don't care what the politicians say because I'm tired of these warmongers. I have zero faith in our government, honestly. I mean, as an American, and yes, I'm proud to be an American to a certain point, but like our government, I have no faith in our government. None, 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 none. both on the Republican side and on the Democratic side. I just don't, like, you know. And what pisses me off the most is, we like to stick our nose in everybody else's business all the time. So why can't we get in there and start mediating maybe peace talks between both sides so innocent people don't die? But no, these corporate politicians that are worried with their donors, and that's exactly what the F it is. They cater to their donors because war makes money. We don't care about the lives, we care about the money. And that's the problem. Money is the root of all evil. Money isn't everything. Yes, do you need money to survive? Yeah. But I hate to say it, when you die, you can't take all that money with you. You're going in the ground. You can't take that money with you. Sorry to tell you that. Dead is dead. There is no coming back from being dead. It's called greed. Seriously, it's called greed. That's what I hate is people who are greedy. I just don't understand that at all. Like I've never understand this concept. Why can't we just all get along? Like seriously, why can't we just all get along? Yeah, we all come from different backgrounds and different cultures and different beliefs. That's fine. That's good. We need that. Like we need that. Because there's looking at both ends of the coin. Because sometimes you need to look at both perspectives in order to understand something. Because somebody might see something you don't see. At all. Like legitimately. At all. And I think that's the whole thing. And I've heard and seen so much ignorance. And it's just like, and it seems like nowadays ignorance is bliss. Like, fuck. Like, it disturbs me. And, I can't sit here and pretend nothing is happening. Like, like, there are some people that have this, well, it's not affecting me, so I'm going to go out with my life because it doesn't affect me. It should affect you. Knowing that somewhere right now, somebody is being forced out of their home. People are being killed that even probably don't even want no part of whatever's going on. And a lot of times they don't. Like, and I'm not picking a side because like, could be somebody who has asked me, am I on Palestine's side or am I on Israel's side? And I'm like, I'm on neither. I'm neutral. I think it's they need to sit down, work whatever issues they got going out and get over it. And coexist. It live peaceful as neighbors, like neighbors should. Neighbors are supposed to look out for each other, not attack each other. Like, what the fuck, Like, at what point, what does that settle? Like, really, what does that settle? And I think more Americans should be speaking out about this. Because this should bother you. I'm tired of every answer being met with unnecessary violence. Yeah, let's go bomb a city, and who cares if there's cat? What does that solve? What does that do? And guess what? And as an American, I'll admit this: we are not innocent. We got blood on our hands, even though our politicians try to play it off like we don't. We do. And I hate to say this, but there are times I'm ashamed to be an American because because this country as a whole should know better. We should stand for injustice. And there's a lot of injustice going on right now. You know, like I said, we want to stick our noses in everybody else's business, so why not? You know what? Enough. Too many innocent people are dying. I mean, and there are children that are dying. Like, think of how traumatized. Imagine being a child growing up right now in that country that's being bombed. Can you imagine the traumatic effect, the PTSD, the mental scars? Like, holy shit! Because war is not pretty. And no, I've never been a big fan of war. Never. But I know it bothers me. You know what I mean? Because I could only imagine the horrors. And I've seen video clips of what's happening. And it's absolutely depressing, nauseating, and just makes me physically ill. So you could imagine being there. Like, at what point is enough enough? Like, at what point is enough enough? At what point do we stop and say, all right, you know what? This is enough. I don't know how somebody could be that cold and callous. This whole mode of thinking that one race is inferior to the other. Like, we're all human beings. Like, we all bleed. We all laugh. We all cry. We all piss. We all shit. A lot of us just want to live in peace and harmony. Like, why is that so hard to fathom? I mean, just because something's different from you, or because somebody's got a different belief than you, doesn't make them a bad person. You have a right to believe in whatever you believe. Bottom line, I may not always agree with everything, but you have that right. As long as you're not hurting somebody, you have that right. I mean, and I think that's what disgusts and bothers me. And this goes back to how society looks at things. Like, there needs to be a lot of change. Hey, guess what? Newsflash. Uh, do you know we're losing a high rate of bee population? And guess what? Without bees, guess what? We have nothing to pollinate our plants. Without plants, we can't grow crops, and without crops, there's no food. How come nobody's talking about that? How come we're not? How come we're not raising the alarm that hey, the bee population is dwindling? But we can worry about keeping up with the Kardashians, or we can worry about Taylor Swift, or we can worry about what this YouTuber did, what this YouTuber didn't do, and all that. Like, seriously, like, people have their fucking agendas twisted. Like, I mean, seriously. I listen to Machine Guns Kelly, Not Enough Love. And there's a part in the song where a girl committed a girl committed suicide, was bullied in school because a bunch of guys told her she wasn't cool. Yeah, but instead of talking about that, we talk about famous people and the drama they're in. Absolutely right. Like, I mean, like, we focus, like, like, you get people that jump on a bandwagon when it gets talked about, and then it falls off real quickly. It's like the flavor of the month. Flavor of the month. I hear vegans talking about, well, stop eating animals, stop eating animals. Hey, guess what, vegans? We don't save the planet. There ain't gonna be no planet for the animals. Because guess what? We don't save the bees either. There ain't gonna be nothing for the animals to eat either. I mean, and if you, for those who don't think climate change is real, because I know a lot of people have this Trump-like mode of thinking, well, if it was global warming, it wouldn't be cold. Hello, dumbass. Here's a little alert. Global warming doesn't mean global exactly warming like you think. Because there are some places that are actually getting cold that shouldn't be. It's called climate change. Maybe, yes, the climate is changing. Warming doesn't exactly always mean warming. Yes, the Earth's temperature has gone up by 2.7 degrees. Here's the thing, the hurricanes are getting worse and stronger, or in Europe they call them cyclones. are getting worse. You stop and think about certain places are flooding. Certain places aren't even getting rain, period. Because there's such a drought. And then you have the tornadoes that are getting worse. And there's some places that rarely see tornadoes that are getting them. And I'm not talking about weak tornadoes. And weak tornadoes could be just as destructive. Just as destructive. I mean, think about the species of animals that have gone extinct because of us. Not only that, it's just now we're moving into their habitat. We're tearing down their habitats to build a shopping center or a shopping mall. Yeah, we really needed that. The animal. We really needed to tear down some forest to build a shoe store. And something I've never really talked about, like people walking around in fur coats. You know, how would you like it if you were killed for your skin and somebody else wore it around as a coat? Like I mean, like we did that. If somebody did that to a human being, oh my god, that would be that person's crazy. That person's like, but we kill animals for their skin. Let's make carpets or fur coats or jackets. But society thinks that's okay, though. I mean, it's sad. And I know there's some people try to play their part. I mean, but nothing's gonna change if we're not all on board. Like that's the thing. I mean, we all have to be on board with this. We all have to want change, and there's some people that don't. There's some people that are stuck in the old times, not realizing that it's outdated and it doesn't work. And how wrong and ignorant it really is. Like, a lot of people ask me, because I had a friend ask me, "Are you a Democrat or are you a Republican?" I'm like, I'm neither. I'm a progressive. I want change. I want health care for all, equal pay for all. I want a good, decent green climate bill. I want gun control. I want people to actually be treated with dignity and respect. I don't know how anybody can be against that. Like, I'd be like, you seriously. Because the only people that have a big major issue with it are the rich. Like, you do realize when you die, you can't take all that money with you. Because you got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene spewing out dumb bullshit. Talk about Jewish space. Jewish space lasers are creating the forest fires. And that is the dumbest conspiracy theory I've ever freaking heard in my whole entire life. Like, you are some type of. You are 50 Shades of Fruit Loop. That's all I'm gonna say. You are missing 6 pints of Guinness, honey. And you can keep attacking AOC because AOC is a better woman than you'll ever be. And so is Cori Bush and Tlaib and Omar. George Bush should have been thrown in jail for war crimes. Trump ought to be in jail for the insurrection. His family should be under investigation. People need to start being held accountable for their actions. Because I'm tired of these rich getting off because they got money. Because any regular Joe Schmo did have to anything lesser to that, we'd be locked the hell up. But if you're rich and got money, nah, you buy your way out of prison. All this corruption. And God forbid, you say gun control, and you get these gun into. Oh, they want to take our guns away. They want to take our guns away. No. We just want gun control. There's no need for anybody to own a military grade weapon. Period. You look at Switzerland, you don't see them running around mass shooting each other. Oh, wait. They all have guns and you don't see them doing that shit. Back at Australia had uh one mass shooting and they instantly gun control. They didn't even wait to debate that shit. It was gun control. I mean, if you're a responsible gun owner, you should be kind of understanding where stop listening to the rhetoric that we want to take all your guns away. If you're a responsible gun owner, you got nothing to worry about. But there's not an excuse for for a civilian to have a military grade weapon unless you are in the military. I'm tired of hearing this rhetoric. Well, for every bad guy with a gun, there needs to be a good guy with a gun. That's the whole fucking problem. Too many guns. And I don't want to hear, well, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yeah, but it takes a person. A person can't shoot somebody if they don't have a gun now, can they? There's a little flaw in that logic. Because most of the mass shootings, what did the person have? A gun. And it was a military grade weapon. Like an AR-15. Like people with assault rifles. And you damn sure don't go hunting with an assault rifle. Sorry, I don't deal with the stupid rhetoric and the stupid bullshit and the stupid excuses. Because, like I've always said, and I will always say this, excuses are like assholes. We all have them and they all stink. So do better. Because I'm so tired of hearing the same lame effing excuse. And that's exactly what it is. Oh, but they want to take our guns away. But for every good guy, there needs to be, for every bad guy, there needs to be a good guy with the gun. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. We live in a world where just nothing but violence and hate and excuses. I mean, Jesus, nowadays you argue with somebody, you got to worry about somebody, whether or not somebody's going to produce a handgun and shoot you. Or somebody's going to show up at your doorstep and put a bullet in your head because you didn't agree with them. That's how soft and weak-minded everybody has become. Oh, you don't agree with me? I'm going to kill you. Jesus. That's why we need gun control. And I don't know when people are going to wake up because, like, as a gun, I would think if you're a responsible gun owner, I would think it would make you sick every time you turn on the news and see that there's been a major mass shooting. I mean, how many school shootings have there been? And please don't give me that, oh, that was a fly. Sandy Hook was a false flag event just to get a gun control agenda. Yeah. Okay, right. Keep telling yourself that. Because if that helps you sleep, knowing that somebody was able to get a military grade, easily was able to get a military grade gun, walk into a school and shoot a bunch of small children, if that helps you sleep at night, then keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. because you're a moron. And you should be ashamed. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Part 2 of the stream.